What's up, everybody? It's your boy SMELLSWORTH. This is the Saltcast, the official podcast of the Salt Mine 1v1 tournament series. It's co-hosted by myself and the show match god, Johnny Boy. Each week, we interview pros and figureheads from the Rocket League community to find out their backstories and how they got to where they are now. The show is recorded live on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/smellsworthless every Tuesday or Wednesday. So sometimes you might hear references to the chat or the inevitability of me messing up audio production, and occasionally something doesn't translate well to audio. Stick with us. We're getting better at these things every show, and if you'd like to, obviously come by and catch the show live every week. The show will be published on all podcasting platforms, YouTube, and on Twitch. If we happen to miss your platform, send me a message. We'll fix it right away. You can find all these releases, the stream schedule, and more at my site, smelly.af. That's right. Smelly.af. Now it's time to enjoy the show. Oh, look, it's Mark, it's John, it's Matt. What's up?
There he is at the bottom of the camera.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Saltcast.
That's right. First try.
Easy sound.
Is this okay? I thought we'd got a bad cropping, but it's just the way that Twitch crops your stream. It puts like these black outlines to the left and right when you have it full screen.
My face cam could use a crop.
That's pretty good.
Well, or you could just angle it differently, you know.
Do you want me to zoom you in? Here, I'll make you.
No, I'll just sit like this.
I'll make you zoom face. No, sit back. I had a good zoom.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Is this good?
Yeah, it's okay.
Show me here.
Actually, I have a really good idea.
Is that good?
No! Oh my god, I hate OBS.
Well,
why?
Because it's hard.
What's it done? What's it done now?
Everything's difficult in my life right now. I'm trying to change the size of Mark. Okay, perfect. Now it's good.
can you make me? Have you fixed me? Is my face good size now?
It's really nice.
Am I gonna just? Wait, I'm gonna have to do this with a delay. I'm gonna have to do this with a delay. Bear with me.
God, don't kiss yourself. I knew you were gonna kiss yourself.
Wait, is
don't
that the right
do
direction?
that.
Wait. Okay, I gotta face that way. And it's about.
Why?
And this is why several of you have subbed to see this kind of content. I don't even know how to look at how many people have subbed. What just happened?
Deep with the kiss.
I don't know how to check how many people have subbed, man. Sub count? Didn't work.
Yeah, I have no commands. I've got no bots. I've got nothing set up. Hey, look at that founder badge next to Johnny's name. Looks pretty exclusive.
Yeah, if you want one, I think you can still get one. I don't think 10 people have subbed. Maybe that might be a lie.
We got Geriatric. We got Johnny. Mark's definitely not subbing because he's freeloader.
I can't spare $3.
That's okay. It's okay, buddy. I understand. But
there's one. Rinnick. Check if he's got the type something. See if you have the badge.
Oh, are you badged up, Rinnick? Rinnick?
Oh, I can't wait for him to type something and there not to be a badge.
Hit it. Oh,
hey, he's got a badge. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Does anybody else want a cool badge? All you gotta do is subscribe.
Badgy boy.
Any Twitch primes? Any free?
Any Twitch primes in chat? All you have to do is go up to the right side and click on the Twitch Prime subscription and see if you have free sub available. If you have free sub available, you can use it on your boy SMELLSWORTHLESS.
Somebody please gift Marky a sub. I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna give me a sub?
How do I even do that? I don't even know how to give subs.
This is how you give. This is giving in to Marky. Oh, Fair James subs and then says, "Oops." Rip.
Wait, founder's done? Did it tell you that's the last founder?
When I got my badge, everything changed. That's
right.
right.
I don't get a badge if I get a sub anymore.
Really? How many founders do you get? You get 3? I'm at 10. Okay, so we should have some more. We should have some more founders available. I think maybe. Yes. Oh, lead 5150.
Oh, does he have the founder's badge though? Say something, lead.
There's my sub.
Oh,
I'm trying to gift you one, but I don't know how to. It's not
Pins
letting
and
me.
needles. Free sub, baby. Woo!
Sorry, something seems to have gone wrong. Whoops.
This
Hey, I think there's still more founders badges.
Is that not a founder's badge? It is a founder's badge.
Yeah, you got one, man.
It says first.
You got the first
mate.
founder's badge.
You did it. You found
When
it.
is the match going to start? That's a good one.
O'Reilly. O'Reilly too.
I
Marky's
received a
got
gift
one.
sub from Qwerty. Thank.
Qwerty 101 or 01. Sorry.
Why are you DMing me, Marky? Stop messing with me.
Oh, what did Marky get? Oh, he just got subscriber. Oh, the founders are gone. Yeah, you missed.
Wait, do you not get a founder?
Oh, gifted subs don't get it, by the way.
Oh, no, you can't even sub to get it. If you get, so you can actually like block someone from becoming a founder by gifting them a sub.
That
is pretty.
It's
funny.
really interesting how much.
I bet somebody's been really mad about that. Like they got gifted a sub by someone, and they're just like, "No, I can't become a founder. How am I supposed to simp hard now?"
The whole thing about this is that Mark is not a very good friend. That's basically what we learned.
Essentially, yeah.
All right, I'll gift someone else a sub to
block,
cheer you up.
You want block more people? You want
yeah.
So you block another person from becoming a founder, yeah.
Yeah.
You can cancel the gift and then sub for real, or extend the sub to get the founder badge. So Mark could actually extend his gifted sub to get founder.
How do I do that?
Let's spend the next hour doing this.
Yeah, we're promoting your sub count. This is how you do it. You just tell people you're going to do a podcast, and you actually just talk about gifted subs and
subby wubbies.
I think you click on the gift. No, I don't know how to extend a sub. To be honest, I don't know how to do that. Is it underneath the stream? Is there an extend sub button?
Talk more about subs. Don't worry. That's actually all we have in the podcast notes agenda for today.
Does King Spectre have one though? King Spectre has done it. Does he have one?
Does he have a first? You have donation messages.
Does he have a first?
I have donation messages.
Do you have them?
I don't know.
Like if I donate you 3 pence and swear,
I can open up Streamlabs. I can definitely look at them.
It doesn't matter. Your link leads to fucking nothing.
Really?
So yeah, I clicked on your Pizza Fund link and I got a blank page.
Let's see. Yeah, that is nothing, man.
Oh, you know why? I know why.
I linked it to a blank URL.
Because I'm a boomer. I don't know how the internet works. This is fucking ridiculous, mate.
7. I think there's still 3 founders badges left. I might be wrong though. Might be wrong.
I thought I was a marketer. Listen to this guy go.
I've been counting them. There might be 3.
Actually, I don't know why this is like a Streamlabs is broken sort of thing. Like I had to reload the page twice, but it should work.
It could be broken, yeah.
Try it again.
Oh, you've got links enabled in your chat? Oh no. Oh no, why did you do that, Mark?
I haven't done anything.
No, Mark posted a link and they're enabled.
Hey.
This is not good news. What is this? I'm not. Do I ever want to click that? What is that?
It's fine.
Oh, get banned, mate.
I go back. I get back.
It didn't take long. I do know that command. Do you know that command?
I'm a sub. Unban me. It wasn't a malicious link.
No, I banned you.
Is it the juice coming through the wall?
Listen, the SMELLSWORTH, the Streamlabs link, it's them. I have to like load it 3 times for it to work, which is just awful. Don't like them at all. Anyway,
you're trying to say you're not a boomer.
I am clearly a boomer, but
I think we all are.
If you can you layer the photo of Fat Virgin Marky behind the? Oh no, never mind. That's stupid. Don't worry about it. I was going to ask the impossible. Don't worry.
You're going to put it behind the chair or something.
I was going to say, no, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter.
You're going to say put it behind the logo, or are you going to say?
No, it literally doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Must have been really stupid. He's backing out of this one.
Yeah, honestly, he's running the other direction. Okay.
Must have been really bad.
Listen, here's the deal.
You moved over well, two could play that game, Matt.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. That was.
Well, I moved the wrong way.
Sort of.
He moved off the screen entirely.
I moved the wrong way.
That was sort of cruel. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm on the other side now. His head's bigger than mine, though.
He's got a bigger brain.
He's smarter than me.
brain.
I'm worried JPEG Marky's gonna replace me.
Oh, he's got a massive head now. Look at him go.
So what's going on with you boys? Should we get into the podcast format, which is to fumble around?
Bought a house.
Johnny bought a house. Yeah, what's that all about, dude? That seems weird.
I just wanted to invest, and I bought a house. So I haven't it hasn't officially been bought yet. I've just had an offer accepted and that. So yeah, probably bought a house is more accurate, but
how do I
also not even accurate? It's a flat, I guess, not a house.
How do I unban? Is there an unban command, or is okay? It is.
I think
unban. Yeah, okay, I'm just asking for future reference, not for right now.
Hey, but that's not even the big news. These clowns right here casting RLCS. That's the big news here.
Yeah, that's a bit. Cool, it's a bit weird. To be honest, you are an absolute clown, absolute plum. But
100%.
I like it. I like it a lot.
In a good way, yeah.
Bash my confidence before the stream, lads.
No, it's a good.
It's not before the stream. It's during the stream. It's during.
The big stream, not this stream.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
He's like, this was whatever. Don't need confidence for this one. Plus, there's two of them.
Yeah, there's two of them. Yeah.
So, how are you feeling about tomorrow, Mark? It sounds like you're pretty nervous, bud. Do you need a pep talk?
It'll be fine.
Are you sure?
I'll be okay.
You struggled with that OBS link.
I did. The OBS link was fine. I unplugged my camera and plugged it back in again. And it worked fine. All right. Yeah, the OBS isn't the problem. It's the judgment of thousands of virgins.
Okay.
Hopefully tens of thousands. We'll see.
Don't worry. There's only 215 right now, so not thousands. I guess there will be tomorrow. Hipster1298. What am I going to cast? I am going to cast the E-League tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? What's it called? I know the B stream. Yeah. I'm only a sub though. I am a lowly sub. I'm not. I haven't been tapped to come up to the mainstream full time.
But backup clown.
But considering this channel got kicked off during the salt mine, I'm pretty pleased with the progress. It's been quick and fun and dirty. Nice. So, anyways, yeah, it's pretty.
How are you, Matt? How are you doing?
It's
all that.
It's pretty dope that we got all the lads here on the podcast and all the lads casting together outside of the podcast on the streamy weemies. So that's pretty dope. Generally, things are good. It was 40 degrees in France today, which is awful.
Yeah, forget that. That's too much.
I have an air conditioning behind me that's just directed directly onto my body. So that's not too bad. Had some ice cream earlier, as I mentioned. So
you had to run and put it back in the fridge.
Yeah, just didn't want to end the stream and there's a big puddle. Big milky puddle on the desk on my mouse pad or something, right? So it's just nah. Yeah, King Spectre, 40 degrees Celsius, mate. Are you?
It's like 100 Fahrenheit, right?
King Spectre, are you NA? It was it's 100 Fahrenheit today. And the hard part is that there's no air conditioning almost anywhere. So when I bought this air conditioning, it people looked at me like I was so weird for getting it, but I don't care. I had to scooter it home. I rode a Lime scooter home with this giant box. Yeah, because the Uber driver wouldn't let me put it in the back of his car, even though it fit perfectly fine.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. He was all
that doesn't even make any sense.
Fair.
Yeah, he was up in arms about it. So I scootered it home about 15 minutes, and it's hefty. It's a big box. It's like a big mini fridge, like a mini fridge and a half, basically.
Big mini fridge.
Yeah,
so just a medium fridge, a normal fridge.
Yeah, maybe a medium fridge. Yeah. See, that's the other thing in America, and a lot of places in America, at least, you got giant fridges, like massive fridges. My mom has two massive refrigerators. Both of them have freezers, and she has a full stand-up freezer.
Like a walk-in system, like a walk-in.
No walk-in. No walk-in. Not that bougie, but I mean, you could if you emptied it out, you could stand in there, and you'd probably just
Oh my goodness.
You'd fit. I did cancel and I did give him no stars, King Spectre. Justice has been served.
You show him the no stars. You're like,
you're like, bitch.
that's right.
Can't
You're
believe you've done this.
4.93 now.
That's funny.
Mark, you have the full frame. I took your
my mate's gone.
Your soft picture. Okay, now you don't. Now you want it back.
You don't realize what you had till it's gone.
My therapy head.
Yep, that's the one.
Fridge in the kitchen, a fridge in the garage is normal in America. Really? More like I thought a freezer in the garage. That's the one that you put the dead bodies in, right?
Yeah, like a beer fridge or something. Like it's
or beer.
Or beer.
That's not even that's not weird at all. That's not weird at all. I mean, that's mostly what my mom's second refrigerator is. It's like beer and like if you go buy like a ton of steaks or something, you throw them all in there. I don't know. It's wild. It is wild stuff.
I have a fridge in the garage back in Dunblane.
Okay.
Smoothies and bread. My parents insist on freezing bread.
My dad does this too. No, my dad does this too, and he's explained it. It's because I think one time in his life he's a massive fan of like toast for breakfast. Only thing he'll eat for breakfast is toast. Cereal, not a thing. Doesn't work. Toast only. So one time I think he woke up and he was like, "Oh my goodness, there's no bread. This is a disaster." And he went to the shop. No bread at the shop either. This is actually the worst thing that's ever happened. What are you supposed to do when there's no bread in the house, no bread at the shop? You can't have toast for breakfast. It's probably 11 o'clock by now. Breakfast has ran out. So he's like, I'm not letting that happen again. Now I'm going to freeze bread for this occasion so you can just defrost it in an emergency. And it's just there, frozen bread in case you need it.
I don't want to, when I'm going for toast, I don't have to defrost my fucking bread. I don't want to be like,
hey, it's better than going to the shop and finding no bread.
Why not just have a loaf of bread like in your bread bin that you don't need to defrost? Because when you defrost it goes all horrible.
It does.
It's been it's a travesty. It's fucking.
Doesn't your toaster have a defrost button that you press?
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Freezing bread makes it stale, according to King Spectre 362, and I believe him.
That's just like confirmation bias. You want to believe him. You want him to be right.
You'll believe I can see that Johnny's been reading articles on the internet. Good job, buddy.
About bread now, I'm just like...
I'm going to Google it.
I was talking nonsense.
Googly mooglies.
Freezing bread make it fucking suck.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Why the hell do people freeze bread? That's the first thing that came up.
Oh, I just realized. I went to the southwest of France last week, and I brought back gin.
Oh, you got it?
BRB. I'm gonna grab myself a glass of gin. A drinky poo. BRB.
Excellent. Cheers to that. Got to drink around this stupid pop filter over here. I can't be bothered moving it. Hey, top link. Bread can go bad by becoming stale, but freezing your bread stops this process in its tracks.
But if you read on it, it says, however, freezing bread is stupid and does make it worse. You have to read all the way to the bottom of the article though before it says that. But
I still remember to this day. One time, a friend of mine and I were having an argument. I don't even remember what the argument was about, but he Googled. You know when it gets to the point in an argument where one of you Googles it because you're like, right, we're going to settle this right now. Googling it, and he Googled it, and then the first link was like word for word what he was trying to tell me, and he's like, haha, look right here, and he read it out, and then he read the next sentence. It said, this is a complete lie. I'm like, hey, you played yourself.
You played yourself again. So
that was amazing.
I went to this town called Espelette in France, and they make. I left the freezer door open. Are you kidding me?
You're act together, mate.
I'm a mess.
I'm gonna melt.
I'm in a 100% mess. My ice cream.
What a disaster! Matt is all over the place right now. He's all over the place.
You guys drinking's making me want to.
Somebody says your bread.
Oh man,
that was Led is a founder. Led's got the joke.
A long ways back to the east wing of the household.
I've been in that house.
I have also been in that.
You've been in
Not a long
all the
way.
wings. All the wings.
All the wings. All
At the same
2.5
time,
of them.
it's like when you're playing Twister and you have to be in all four corners at the same time.
Yeah, it's
You
very.
could do that in Matt's house. It's
I don't
great.
think you can play Twister in that house.
That's true. That would be quite uncomfortable. All right, so I was in this town called Espelette in France. It's known for they have like hot peppers. Hot. This is not a spicy country. They don't eat spice here. It's like a 4 out of 10 on like if a habanero is a 10 on the like Scoville rating spice scale, is like these peppers are like a 4. You could I can bite into them raw, no problem. Chill. Anyway, they were selling things there, and one of the things I bought was some gin.
This gin. Is it pink gin?
No. But
it's
got a little.
The bottle's pink. Okay.
It's got the red from the peppers. So it's spiced gin.
Are you just drinking straight gin?
I am.
Oof.
With the spice.
Nice move.
Yeah, it's a bit intense, but I don't have tonic.
No tonic.
Yeah, I did not prepare for this.
Works.
And
do you have any just like juice?
No, it's actually quite strong by itself.
Gin and juice.
Very depends which.
Just get some juice.
I have some milk, I think. And then
would it congeal? Ooh.
And then I also have, what else do I have? I have Pepsi Max.
Ice cream.
Gin and Pepsi, that's a combo.
I mean, it would be terrible.
Gin and Pepsi would probably be terrible. Well, some of them would probably be terrible.
Wouldn't be great, but
I guess it depends on the gin. And like a herbal, like floral gin can't be good with Pepsi. There's no way.
Exactly.
That can't go well.
This is fine. It's not incredible, but it's fine.
Put it in your eye, make it float.
It'll does the trick. What is going on with me right now? I'm falling apart. Matt? I am falling apart. Last week, as I said, I took vacation. Me and my girlfriend, we went to the beach in Osgore on the coast. Super beautiful beach. We were there for like 3 hours or something. I was playing kendama, having a good time. Everything was fine. We traveled to our next destination. We go to get it like a drink at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. And I am just like, oh, I feel terrible. The rest of the night, I'm like tossing and turning, like sweating, thinking I'm going to throw up or whatever. So, first thing I think is like coronavirus or something. But it turns out my indoor gamer body cannot handle the sun any longer. I got heat exhaustion from being at the beach for like 3 hours.
Oh, wow. Did you get actual heat exhaustion? Did you dehydrate at the same time?
I dehydrate. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
literally
I drank a ton of water after we were at the beach and stuff, and I felt fine. And then the whole next day though, I was completely out. I couldn't leave the house. I was just destroyed the whole next day. It was terrible. And we were supposed to leave the Airbnb. I had to like message them and be like, hey, can we stay like another day? Because of course I didn't want to be like, hey, I'm sweating and I'm feeling really sick. Is it cool if I just chill here for a while longer? They'd be like, get out, get out, Corona boy, get out. They would be very, very worried, right? So it was pretty hilarious that my body just couldn't handle that. But although I think it's one of those things where just sometimes it just gets you, you know what I'm saying?
Sneaks up on you.
It does because I felt fine at the beach. It was chill. It was great.
I'm kind of worried that's gonna happen to me. Like this summer, there's been so little opportunity to just try and become less pale that now I'm like, it's too late. There's no point in trying. Like we're just giving up on this summer, giving up on this year. We'll try again next year. Yeah. Like this one, we're just a snowman. It's fine. We're just gonna hide.
You could have got some sun today.
I did, but I didn't have any. When I was leaving, I was like, right, I need pockets because I have to bring like hand sanitizer with me when I leave and like masks, phone, wallet, keys. I'm like, I don't have enough space in my shorts pockets for all this stuff, so I have to wear jeans outside in the sun. I'm sweating buckets because I couldn't find any shorts with enough pockets in them. So that was my sad story today. Buckets, Matt. What are you doing?
I was sending a selfie to Gaia. Every time I'm live, she's gone, but she sends me the alert email as it comes through. She's like, "Oh, I see that you're live. That's so cute."
Oh, that is cute. That is cute. Maybe she's tuned in right now.
Nope, she's probably just drunk.
And it better say something funny really fast, or else her opinion of he's never gonna change.
Actually, if you could just not talk, you and Mark both. She just really doesn't like you guys. So
I feel like we get the short end of the stick here, though.
Mark,
you're giving it an impossible job.
Mark sent me a photo as well. It's also a very cute photo.
Good.
So this is a Rocket League podcast.
Yeah, hopefully everybody's enjoying the Rocket League podcast. There are Rocket League topics today, 3 of them.
Yeah. What do we want to talk about first? God, well, you know what? I realize that we are just heavy topic choosers. Either that or just like, I think everybody's a bit more sensitive, a bit more on edge because everybody's like locked indoors and such a weird time. But it just
both, yeah.
It seems like we just talk about serious stuff all the time besides
else. Well, there's news in Rocket League, like, this is the format for this tournament, and this team just signed up this player. Whew. But we know that you guys would much rather hear about people cheating and like arguing on Twitter. So we're going to talk about that instead. And if you want to find out the news, there's plenty of people making videos about that and posting on Reddit.
So you did more research on this. I came across this Cheaty Wheaties issue here because apparently Jack, friend of the pod, great lad, tweeted out that he was disgusted, and then it looked like a Rocket League player named Khalif who wrote in all French about a team called Space Knights.
Yeah, it was all French. This whole tweet, they like Jack was tweeting in English about Khalif, who I think exposed them. But essentially, there was a team in the qualification for RLCSX who had a player play for their team who wasn't on the roster. And I don't think they got him logged into the account of the player who he was replacing or anything. He just changed his name in the game to the player that he was going to impersonate. But he didn't change his camera settings or his car. And apparently the player he's trying to impersonate is very famous for playing, or at least he's well known for playing an Octane with a particular design. So when the opponent saw, wait a minute, that guy's not playing his usual Octane, that's weird. So they took a closer look at it. They're like, yeah, this is actually this other dude. It's the same camera settings as this other guy. I think maybe they just ran it through Wikipedia because it's got everybody's camera settings. I'm not sure how they found out. But yeah, they caught the guy. They caught them cheating. There's this thread about it. I'll post it in the chat right now. People can go click on that and read about it later. But yeah, this has happened in Fusion as well, the tournament that I ran, where Momentum Shifters from Middle East, they had TRK play on Ali's account. I think he played on his account, so they got him logged in to basically impersonate Ali, and they won a series, and then it was found out immediately afterwards, so they were disqualified. The team that they beat was advanced. And yeah, this it happens occasionally in Rocket League, and I don't understand why these players think they're going to get away with it or what they're going to gain from it. It really just blows my mind, because this is something that, one, psionics can catch very easily. Two, once you do it, the consequences are so much greater than whatever you can potentially gain. It's like a massive, like an unnecessarily.
These guys got banned for the whole season.
Whole season. And the last time that somebody did this in RLCS as well, whole season as well, whole year ban. Atomic, way before he was an RLCS player, he did this. He got banned actually because he was underage at the time from playing RLCS. He got banned from the day he became 15. They banned him from 15 to 16, so he had to wait an extra year. Obviously, he's reformed from that now. But yeah, this keeps happening. I don't get it. What is it with all these players who think they can get away with this, and why are they doing it?
I think. Go ahead, Mark.
I like how he didn't even change his car or his camera settings.
Just a really bad cheater.
That part's great. I changed my name. I don't know the clue.
It's just silly, isn't it? It's
feeling pretty strong about my play, but not about my undercover skills. It's interesting. Like I think a lot of these players, these kids or whatever, I don't think it like has, until they're actually pros, I don't think it's like fully sunk in that they're pros. So they're just kind of like evaluating things through that lens, or just like thinking about those things this way. Squishy Muffins did this, didn't he? Like way back.
Did.
Yeah, he was on G2.
Impersonated anyone else?
Yeah.
Did he?
When he was a sub, he was a sub for G.
Low rank.
He was a sub for G2 at the time. And
you're right.
they had him play. He played under a different name for the tournament or whatever.
Wasn't it just like a gold, or maybe it was like a diamond tournament or some like lower ranked tournament?
Remember,
yeah, something stupid like that.
Like
he left G2 because of it. He left G2 because of it.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't bench him, he probably was like told, "Hey, you should probably leave to,
Yeah, I mean,
avoid
he made a "I'm leaving" statement, but that's
he didn't. They're gonna kick him probably. Yeah. I don't know what happened behind the scenes with that, but yeah, same thing has happened to lots of like players, and they have reformed from that, and made a name for themselves and done good things. But the process is long, and it's not something that anyone who's done that and then come back from it would ever say, yeah, I'm glad I played that random tournament as, pretending to be somebody else. And then I had to go ostracize myself for months or like a year and then give it another go. Nobody's going to say, just go for it. And then come back a year later. It's no big deal. Like, it's a year, most of the time it's a year of being banned from RLCSX, for example. And in the Fusion, which was on my stream, I treated the exact same way. People were telling me, "Hey, why are you banning like all the momentum shifters players from Saltmine? They cheated in Fusion. Saltmine's a different tournament. Why are you letting them play?" And I'm like, because it's the same channel, it's the same competitive integrity, it's the same scene, it's the same people. Everything's the same except the tournament. Nothing else has changed. Like, what makes anybody think that me or anyone else involved with Saltmine are gonna be like keen on letting players who have just cheated in a tournament a month ago
it's
play in a tournament
hard enough. It's hard enough to run a tournament and deal with the players that are like honest and like getting them to show up on time and stuff like that, let alone having to deal with cheaters. But I think one thing that they don't think enough about is whether or not or how this is going to affect them when it comes to Rocket League podcasts like the Saltcast, because the ban does extend to this premium
to the Saltcast as well,
podcast medium that it extends here as well. So I'm going to say 2 years, 2-year ban, unless you want to actually. Wow. The podcast ban will be lifted if you come on here and tell us why you cheated, and we get to ask you questions about it. That would be very interesting.
Interview with somebody who did that would be very interesting for sure. And
so, if anything, you're way more likely to get on the Saltcast.
You actually were like
went from pretty much 0% to like 30 to 50.
Guaranteed.
If somebody wanted to come on and clear their name and like they were like legitimately remorseful and whatever, I'd be into that. I'm not a Grinch. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think?
Yeah, people can come back from that. It's not like these players can't come back. They just have to realize that they've really messed up. It's not a small thing. It's not like, I cheated in that tournament, but now we're on a different tournament. Like how, new tournament, new rules, right? No, it's a big deal. If you cheat in one Rocket League tournament, it's probably going to get you in trouble for all Rocket League tournaments. And they're all connected. It's the same community. And it's like the Rocket League community is just a big family. So like, would you expect if you cheated your family member out of something, that the next family dinner they'd be like, come on in, it's all good, that was last
potatoes.
week, pass this all, it's no big deal.
I have a really hard time believing my family wouldn't let me eat dinner if I stole, but
it depends,
I see what you're saying.
What,
it's really rude.
It's
really rude.
You cheated on your if you cheated on your brother's with your brother's wife or something. Like your family are probably going to be like, bro, what are you doing?
Do you think Ryan Giggs gets potatoes at the Giggs family?
Wait, what was it Ryan Giggs did again? I forgot.
He had an affair with his brother's wife for
That's
like
right.
years.
It's just like,
They'd be getting
you're
the
just
frozen
your
bread.
friend.
I'm proud to have led as a founder. Banger jokes, founding jokes.
All that, like slime.
Yeah. You get some fridge bread. To be honest, the frozen bread's fine. Frozen bread is proven by Google to be not a problem.
False.
Yeah, long
Fake
story
news.
short,
a walk of shame to the microwave, though.
I suppose since people like keep asking me on my stream, I might as well say it here as well. They say, "Hey, when is TRK going to be able to play in your stream? When is this guy who cheated in whatever tournament going to be able to play in your stream?" And I just say the same thing every time, not anytime soon. And that's just the way I feel about it. I don't have a specific date in mind. I don't have a specific time in mind. I just try to promote players who are, good to work with, good to watch, and are good people in the community. So until somebody shows that is what they are, and you need to be the full package. You can't just be a good player and a massive scumbag. You've got to show people, hey, I want to be a positive member of the Rocket League community. Then sure, why not? I don't have it. I'm not going to hold any grudges. Like I've featured lots of players who have done silly things in the past. I've done silly things in the past with the Rocket League scene, and people have worked with me afterwards. It's like anybody can come back and anybody can actually be sorry for what they've done, but you got to prove it. You got to show that you are, and there isn't a checklist. There isn't like a list of things to do to follow. You got to go figure out how to do that yourself. You can't just say to somebody, "Hey, what do I do to get my reputation back? What's the checklist? What are the steps?" Like there aren't any. You just got to go and prove it. It's a personality thing. You just got to go put yourself out there and prove people that you are actually remorseful about what you've done, basically.
Mark, final words on the subject?
Yeah, mate.
I mean, have you encountered this a lot back in the day? Was there a lot of cheating going on when Rocket League Pro scene was a lot smaller and a lot more
Not
new?
that I'm aware of. I bet, like, I'm sure the whole playing tournaments under a different alias thing happened, but I can't picture a specific case where that happened. I can't think of any specific case.
One of the crazy things about doing the salt mine with you, Johnny, was how many players had cheated to get into the top 100 ladder. So an astounding number of players had win traded to get onto the top 100 1v1.
It blew my mind.
Ladder.
And they didn't even have to. So, half the people are win trading. They're already high enough rated to get in, and then they're win trading anyway. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? Now you're you're not going to get in because you win traded. Again, it goes back to the same thing. Players just for some reason think that, I'm just going to get away with that. I'm just going to queue up late night on OCE with my buddy and lose.
There was one player that qualified.
Crazy.
And then helped his teammate win trade to get qualified, and so he got eliminated.
Yeah, he got kicked and his teammate got kicked, and they were both going to make it in. If they didn't do that, they would both have made it in anyway. So it was incredibly stupid, and obviously, a lot of tweets were going out of players like shocked Pikachu face. Oh my goodness, how have I not been confirmed as a Salt Mine qualifier player when they know why? Like
Johnny doesn't like me.
We weren't going around exposing anybody. We didn't expose anyone. We were just replying to complaints on Twitter when people would complain. We'd be like, actually, you know why. Then if you want me to tell the rest of Twitter, then sure. But I don't think that's a good idea for anybody. So probably a good idea to be quiet. Just admit, messed up. Let's go next. It was crazy though. There were so many. It was kind of a shame, but. Made me think that I don't want to do that again, like qualifying people through ranked, even though it's a cool idea because it makes ranked really competitive. I mean, the 1v1 ladder blew up, and now there's people at ridiculous points, which is pretty cool. But I don't know. I don't want to see that again. Like all these people cheating to try and get into the tournament. It's just sad. It's just really sad. Don't know what's going on.
Speaking of ranked and changes to ranked, free to play is coming.
Nice.
Now, I don't have experience with many free-to-play games. Played one way back in the day, like a sort of a cartoonish, sort of almost actually like a Fortnite-y looking version of Battlefield Heroes, I think is what it was called. It was an EA game a long time ago. That was I think the last time I played a real free-to-play game. You have experience with you have experience with like League
of
for
Legends,
for
yeah.
instance. What does this do to
Mhm.
like Smurfs and whatnot? Is this just like a
Well, there
Smurf
was
breeding
another
ground?
barrier in League of Legends. I don't know if it's still the case because I played League of Legends quite a long time ago, and when I played, you needed to have a maximum level account in order to play ranked games.
Oh.
So if you wanted to Smurf, you would have to level up on a new account by playing unranked games. The only way to level up your account, if I remember correctly, was playing unranked games, and you had to play a fair bit of unranked to get a maximum level account, like a lot. So it's a big investment of time in the game. It's not an investment of money. But I don't know if Rocket League can do something similar. Like maybe there's again just like an account level process where you can only play unranked until like level 100 or something. I don't know. That would probably be too much. I don't really remember how fast it takes to get through those levels early on. But yeah, some kind of barrier like that would make sense to me to stop Smurfs from just like taking over the bronze rank and making it totally unplayable. Because I would hate for Rocket League to become unplayable for bronze players. I mean, it's probably going to be a bit rough on launch day. There's tons of people making new accounts and just like blasting all these people are playing their first ever game. But yeah, long term, hopefully that doesn't continue to happen. Like, hopefully there's some kind of rank. I just think a level. Like maybe you need to be level 40 before you can play ranked. I don't know what the level is, but something. You guys get the idea. It's just some kind of barrier of in-game unranked play would be my solution there.
Yep. Yeah, and not to jump right to the negatives of free play either. Like I think it's actually pretty hype. I think it's gonna like blow up the population of the game, which is gonna be sick. Which means the quality of play is gonna go way, 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 way up. Just bigger, bigger gamer population playing it.
Yeah.
Quicker the game develops, quicker the meta develops. So I think that's gonna be pretty hype. I think actually like. I don't know how long it will be, but I bet you could like measure sort of a changing of the guard from when free play happens, like a certain time period of like all those new players that influx in. Like I think a lot of like former pros will eventually, as those players develop, get swept out or just sort of like stop playing. So I think there'll be a huge amount of talent pouring into the game. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if it'll be a huge amount. There'll definitely be an influx of talent. You'll probably see a bit more of a shift at the pro level. But I think the game has been out so long now that anyone who I feel like when I first tried SARP and Rocket League, I knew that I was gonna love it. I feel like most people who would have developed a quick taste for it have probably tried it by now and have probably realized that it's for them, if you know what I mean. But
What there's
definitely
kids
this could.
though?
Sorry.
What there's kids though? They're just like,
Yeah, that's.
no,
I mean,
they've got their
that's.
first console and they're like, I want a Rocket League.
Yeah,
I
that's a
want that
good
game. I
point.
watched a YouTube video of, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, I love this game."
Yeah,
You've
no,
got
that's a
like
good point.
Scrubkilla 2.0 or like
Yeah,
3. I don't
maybe
know how many
like.
Scrubkillas we've had by now, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right. No, you're
the next
absolutely right,
one.
and that almost completely fucks my point. But like, yeah, you're right. Bunch of kids who like couldn't get 8 quid off their parents or something before.
Yeah,
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 yeah. Well, okay, well, fair enough. But
it's more than £8 though, right? Like most of the time.
I don't know what Rocket League is right now. I
it's
mean,
on sale a
you,
lot.
you still got to go get it because then you get your like legacy items or whatever they're called. You get your
True.
founded 2015 or whatever it is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
What will yours be, Matt? Were you 2016 or
It
something?
would be. I think I bought the game like late 2015 on PlayStation, so I would if I was on my PlayStation account. But I think I would be. I would definitely be 26. Oh wait, no, I'd be 2016 actually.
Hmm. There's going to be a lot of like
Yeah.
recently switched to PC like pro players who are like, please, I've been playing Rocket League since 2015 on PlayStation. Give me my legacy
Yeah.
2015 title, Onyx. I've got proof. Look, this is my account. I played 6,000 hours on PS4. I want the title. I just want
Mm-hmm.
to be part of the 2015 gang. It's probably not going to happen though. Like,
Yeah.
it
I
is what
wonder
it
if
is.
I don't even know if I'd be part of the 2015 gang
Yeah,
on
you
PC.
would. You surely would.
Well, I was
No
playing
way
it.
are you
I got
not.
it on PlayStation before
Nah,
I
you would
even
have
got
switched like
PC.
very, very soon
When
after
did
it came
U-Trade
out.
come about?
I think 2015.
Maybe.
I've got an idea. I'm
Maybe.
looking up Markydooda versus Kronovi on Kronovi's channel.
Well, if
I
it's the
swear.
1v2v1, I was on PlayStation for that.
Yeah, but you were on Steam for when you beat Kronovi, right?
Maybe.
on his own channel, right? I think you were.
On his own channel.
Hey, but I say that because it's props to Kronovi for uploading that, because there's not a lot of people, at least, well, definitely back then, but even so now, who upload their losses. Like, no YouTubers in Rocket League are going, wow, that guy was really good. He played really well. Let me upload the games of him beating me. Like, nobody really does that. Kronovi was like, wow, yeah, Marky played really well. He actually beat me in this 1v1. I'm going to upload that to YouTube so people can see how good Marky is at 1v1. It's got 770,000 views. It's 4 years ago. Yeah, August 7th, 2015. Why does it say? Oh, I guess it'll say 5 years ago and like 7 days. Yeah, you would have been 2015. It's August 7th, 2015 here that you played Kronovi. I remember that.
I might have been on PlayStation. Actually, did it have crossplay back then? It did. It had crossplay since day one, right? PC to PS4.
Were there crossplay private matches? Wait, is he making a party match?
It wasn't a private match.
Is he making a? No, you're in his party. I can see you're in his party. Yeah. Like, I'll post a video in chat. You can go. Everybody can click on that if you don't believe me. But if you go to the very, very first frame of this video, you can just see the M of Markydooda to the right of Kronovi's shoulder. You're in his party. Yep. I think.
Oh,
I think it's a good idea that you continue to drive people away from the podcast with links, Johnny. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll just keep doing that. People, they're gonna know though, like, wow, we get so many good like ideas from this podcast. I need to come back. Who knows what the next link is gonna be? Maybe it'll be even better than that one. I'm sure it will. I've got lots more great links.
I think this is PlayStation, Johnny.
Really? You're both on PlayStation here? Seriously?
Both our profile pictures are like what are they called? Like stock PlayStation stock photos, yeah.
That's those are PlayStation stock photos?
That was 5 Kids' old profile picture, and then my one's like.
Oh my goodness! I didn't even know where that was from. That's cool.
I think they're PlayStation stock photos. I'm pretty. This is PlayStation.
Okay, so the Steam Switch came later. Interesting.
Oh my god, it's so laggy. How do we play that?
Yeah, it's really, really slow.
It's so interesting how like it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, back then I was like, oh my god, I can play cross-play.
Yeah, cross Atlantic.
America, no
problem. we queued together on US East all the time.
Yeah, because you were in US West, and we wanted to get that 100 ping for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really funny because, I mean, in this 1v1, that was probably your best 1v1 player in the world status when you beat him there. Because Kronovi before that was considered the best 1v1 player in the world, and then you beat him here, and everybody's like, wow, Marky must be the best 1v1 player. And then you look at the quality of play here, you're like, wow. Oh,
I'm playing pretty much the same.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple of wee ground shots. I'm like, okay, look at that little half volley there. That's nice. But yeah, overall, it's like, what level would you guess that's at, the gameplay there? What level would you, if you had to guess, right? What rank this is?
Give me another.
Probably easier to guess than 2v2 because 1v1 ranks are just like, who knows?
Another 20 seconds or so. It's also incredibly laggy.
Twitch chat, what rank do you think Marky and Kronovi would be if you brought them into 2020? Put them in a 2v2 together, what rank would they get?
It's difficult because like the ground game is probably sort of like, diamond or something, but then the aerial game is like way worse.
Yeah, that's
I mean, like
true.
in the air, like it's not like it's like plat level at best, but the ground game's actually still pretty solid.
Yeah, how many flip resets did you do during that match?
I still can't flip reset, man.
I know. It was a pointed question.
I think you guys could. I don't know, plat. Do you guys think they get stuck in plat, or do you think they could make diamond? I think they could get diamond. To be honest,
they miss a lot of stuff. That's like the most striking thing about looking back is how many more misses there are generally.
Clean whips.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they get diamonds. I think they do, genuinely.
Have you rewatched your season 2 win much, Mark? Like, is it does it hold up, or is it just like, oh man, we were terrible? Yeah,
every night. It held up the last time I watched it a bit. Not like obviously I was like, oh, this is a bit bad, but it wasn't. It didn't look. It still looked like pretty decent. But
nah, man, it's terrible. It's not good at all. It's nowhere near modern level.
I know. I didn't say it was nowhere near modern level, but it was still like okay.
I don't think. Okay, maybe season 2. I think season 1
Season 1 stinks.
Season 1, you guys would struggle to get Grand Champion 3s these days. I don't think you would get Grand Champ. I think even IBP and F and Flipside playing at their best in Season 1 rather, don't get Grand Champ in today's 3v3. Close, but they don't get it. I think they get Champ 3.
I would agree. There was a big step between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
3.
Mm-hmm. The ball looks like it drops slower, like low gravity or something. It does like something kind of is different, but it might just be PlayStation, like you said. It's crazy though. I thought by then Kronovi was on the PC, but I guess he was a big PlayStation streamer or something.
Well, I mean, he's got like a decent like face cam, and he's got a green screen apparently already as well.
Yeah, look at this
guy.
guy.
Early.
The Cam Fam. Cam Fam came through.
Cam Fam. No wonder Kronovi was popping off.
It's not bad, by the way. Sometimes. Are you still watching it? I'm still watching it.
No. You're still watching it?
I
didn't
even open it up, Mark.
I actually know the save that you're talking about. It's one where you hit it into your own bar. It's actually a good save.
No. There's one after that. I'm talking about Kronovi's save.
Oh, Kronovi's save.
So Kronovi's still Kronovi. So like, who's still left from those time? The
Kronovi and Cucks. That's it.
Kronovi and Cucks. I mean, I guess
Scrub
technically, but just wasn't really playing professionally.
He wasn't a god in SARP. He was just like a good SARP player, I think. Well, I don't know anything about this myself. It's from what Mark told me.
I really wish somebody would do a early Rocket League documentary. Very similar to like the Smash Bros. Melee doc.
I've wanted to do this. It's just such a big undertaking, and I don't know if I'm good enough at doing the documentary bit without.
You need to get somebody else to work with you. Yeah,
I'd have to get somebody else to work with me, and it wouldn't be possible during COVID because I think a documentary loses a lot of its watchability when you don't have those like really well framed shots of the interviews, like the perfectly framed interview. Well, yeah, when people are dying, that's not the best. But yeah, like if you just have a random like interview of like me in a box here talking, it's not going to be as good as if they frame it like some expert frames it really well with whatever good background and the good spacing or whatever, and the proper like no headset, just like I don't know, really get people immersed into the story. Right now, if I interviewed Marky right now and then this is what people saw, I don't think they would get fully immersed into the story and the documentary. But I don't know, maybe that's just me.
Is that how we have to do the podcast moving forward? We have to.
Well, podcast is different. Like people expect a totally different kind of feel from a podcast and a documentary. They're not trying to like get deep dive into the story. They're just trying to get on the same level as the people in the podcast. It's like very much like a
get immersed. I want you guys to get immersed.
About bread.
I want you guys
maybe way a few more years. Now you could do a Rocket League 1v1. You could do a 1v1 documentary today, and it would be like epic. The content is there. It's just like
get immersed in my unibrow.
No, you no unibrow. You got a proper.
Yeah, it's because I've been shaving it. Shave it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you gotta maintain.
You do.
Full-time job keeping these bad boys apart.
I bet they look like they just want to hang out.
That's want to be friends, man.
Oh man, I tell you what, my ear hair grows faster than anything ever. It is unruly.
And the hair in your ear.
Yeah, and just like right at the edge, it's just like this, like right here.
I'm not looking forward to that. I've actually never had that problem yet, but
oh my god, I was not.
When did that start sprouting? What age?
I don't know. 30s, I guess. I don't know.
I bet mine.
30s. Oh no.
I bet mine goes out of control, man. I'm quite follicle. I bet my ear hair.
I'm quite follicle.
Yeah,
oh shit.
Yeah,
you are. That's how I've described you often. He's a follicle boy.
The follicle guy. I'm sure you've seen him. Yeah.
Man.
Crazy. Do we have anything else to talk about related to Rocket League free to play other than it's really cool? But my goodness, where there like a million Rocket League content creators just begging for it and saying like, "Hey, Sonics, please make Rocket League free to play."
That's just for views, right? That's what they want.
Yeah, totally just for views. But they never say that. Like, I don't think I ever saw somebody just be shameless and be like, "Rocket League, please make the game free to play so I get more views." But that's really all anybody's thinking about. Any content creator thinking free to play, they're just like, you say to free to play to any Rocket League YouTuber, all they think is views. Oh my goodness, views. Holy cow, that's a lot of views. They just see like graphs going up But nah, they're all just like, please, Rocket League, make the game free to play so that everybody gets a chance to play the really cool game. Nah, shut up. You just want views, mate. Like,
Give
just be honest.
everybody a chance to watch my videos.
Okay, so I think this all started with Nolly. Marky loves Nolly, so he's probably going to love this. Nolly tweeted out. What? Sorry?
I taught him a lot of Rocket League.
Yeah, you taught him everything he knows, basically. But yeah, Nolly tweeted out, how many hours per day do you think pros should be playing? So before we go into the replies, Marky, what is your answer to that question? I want to know. How many hours should pros be playing?
You should get at least like 6 a day.
Okay.
It's not
okay.
like what it's not. I'm not saying that's what I managed to achieve back in the day, but that is what
Yeah.
you should be playing.
Okay.
There was a time when you did, I think.
Very briefly, maybe. I was quite bad for like taking like a few days off quite regularly.
Well, we got some interesting replies. So Matt at junior_RL said very little, couple hours at most, maybe 3/4. Once you've got the mechanics down, there's very little else to do. No strategy in this game like CSGO, Dota / League, so no need to play it that much. And then iignite replies with the absolute classic, this is idiotic, mate. Pros should be putting in 6 to 8 hours daily, which I loved. And also I think is a far more accurate take than the junior take there. What do you reckon?
Yeah, easily. I mean, obviously, who said that? Who's junior?
I think who is junior? I think he's like a bubble player or something.
Well, see, one of them's a former professional with a major under his belt, and one of them's whoever junior is. So, like, obviously, you need to be putting in at least 6 hours. You need to treat it like a job.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, iignite said that back in his peak, he played 10+ hours a day. He would just do 20-30 minutes warm up, and then he would just queue solo threes all day with free play in between queues, and that was his best. A couple people are coming back at him saying like, "Come on, that can't be good practice." But he was just like, "Practice." He says, "Practice, practice. Doesn't matter how you do it. It's just playing the game." And he dominated. He dominated six mans. He's right. He did dominate six mans. He dominated RLRS, and he won a couple of lands, as far as I know. Maybe was it just one, but he did lots of deep runs for sure. Beast of a player, just by grinding. So I think I agree with iignite's takes on that.
You can take like a day off or a couple days off. Sometimes I felt like you took a day off or a couple days off, and you'd come back and you'd be playing, absolute fire. So nothing wrong with like a day off every now and then, but like it has to be, you have to treat it like a job.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I think there's a lot of like questions that are sort of getting conflated here, like mixed together. One question is like, what does it take to be world class at something? And clearly, it's going to take more of an effort in general and more hours in general than it would if you were just trying to be, say, GC or something like that. There's a very clear difference between like 1700s, 1800s, and like the 20 or 2000, 2100 players. Like, there's a very big skill gap. I think it's also hard when a game is pretty new. I mean, it's been around for a bit, but it's really not old, right? Like the meta changes very fast still. And it's really hard to take time off when meta changes happen very quickly. I mean, to be fair, I think players probably could take more time off and still be fine. And just if you have a plan for it and you're regimented and you come back, I think a big thing is just having a plan and being consistent in whatever that is. So if you have consistent breaks, but you have consistent grinding or consistent practice set aside for getting better and learning new mechanics, then that's something good. I don't think I'm almost positive the optimal way to get better is not to play ranked constantly. That is like maybe one aspect of it, but probably, I mean, that'll help your game sense and whatnot. But that's like if any other professional sport or any other activity, they don't just do competition the whole time, right? They do
don't have ranked playlists. Would they have if football had a ranked playlist, like you just queue up and then suddenly you're teleported to a 5-a-side pitch where there's no like injuries, like you don't get injured in your car doesn't, well, you get demoed, but you don't get injured in games. There's no fear. Teleported to a pitch, bam, you're playing the game. I reckon if there were ranked playlists in sports, I think they would be used a lot.
Well, they'd be used a lot, and like scrimming would be used a
possible.
lot because, and the reason you would use them a lot in sports, especially, is because then you wouldn't have to worry about injuries necessarily. Probably, I guess, but it depends on what world you've set up there with like your thing. But that like skill acquisition doesn't work that way. Like if you want to learn like flip resets, or you want to learn ceiling shots or something like that, the way to do it is not to go into ranked and try it. The way to do it is to encode that skill, do it over and over again in free play, and add some variation into it, and start to teach yourself the muscle modulation required to do it.
Is it though? I always felt like that was really basic, like learning, as in like you're just learning. Like whenever somebody's like learning how to do something like a ground shot, like just hit the ball after it bounces, you do it in free play because then you've got nothing else to think about except the ball and your car and the bounce. But then if they want to actually apply that, I feel like they have to go into a game to do it.
Sure, but you don't start in the game though.
You know, the other players are.
You can't start in the game.
It is.
You can't start in the game. You can't start in the game though. You have to start in like a free play or in a training session if you want to learn it best. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is like you can't just expect to play rank 24/7 and get like a lot. Like you're not going to develop as well as you could if you also were drilling different parts of your skill set, different things that you weren't good at, and patching up your mechanics and whatever. There's also something to be said about like the way that like muscle memory works in your brain. There's this coating around your neurons called myelin, and myelin basically what it does is like when you repeat something, you build up muscle memory for it. Like the myelin gets more and more and more and more. But it can do that with bad habits as well, not just good. So if you're in game and you're constantly messing up and you're trying these bad things over and over again, or if you've been playing for too long and you're tired, you can actually build up bad habits by repeating those same actions over and over again. That's just the way like the brain works in terms of developing neural pathways for taking a particular action over and over again. So there is something to be said about like limiting your play time to quality play, like, and realizing when you hit that fatigue point that it's probably time to take a break and whatever. So anyway, like some of the questions that people are asking are like about burnout, and burnout doesn't necessarily like it's not the same for everybody. People can play different amounts and work different amounts than other people. And I think it also matters like how much you're playing. Like your play time is going to fluctuate as well when you're getting like ready for tournaments. You're boot camping with the team or whatever. You're going to play more, and then I think it's okay to have downtime or to have times where you're boot camping less. But I would imagine a lot of these teams will start working with more and more like performance coaches, not just like the strategy coaches, but like coaches that know about like what rest periods are good for players and this sort of thing. But
well, Alpine just signed I don't know if they signed him or they're just like applying into the Rocket League team, but they have a sports psychologist on the team, which I think will be very interesting and surely very helpful, because although I am not at all like clued up on the ins and outs of sports psychology and esports psychology and psychology in general, like it's just it can't be a bad idea to have that, and to have somebody who can just keep the players right. And I'm sure if Rocket League grows, you'd likely have personal trainers, nutritionists for every single pro player at the very highest level, because it's bound to be a good thing to just get things like sleep, diet, health, like all in check, because then their players are just gonna have more energy, they're gonna have better focus, and they're gonna have better structure to their day, so they don't waste time. Whereas right now it's all a bit like it's just chaos. Like players are just queuing up ranked, queuing up six mans whenever they feel like it. Don't feel like it today, not gonna bother. I should go to the gym but can't be bothered. I should probably eat a salad. Fancy a McDonald's. It's just like it's too easy to get by. And it was a lot easier to get by with Rocket League RLCS League play, because once you're into League play, you're like, cool, we made it. Now we just play every weekend, and that's our competitive games for the next like however long, half of a year almost. But when you're doing the RLCSX, I think it'll be a lot more cutthroat. I think players are going to realize, whoa, we can't actually just hang about at the top and not really practice like we used to. I think it's going to be more players just not being able to keep up with this.
Well, it
all
does.
this
It demands more of them, like more often, right? Like there's more at stake more often. That's like
Yeah.
the main difference. Yeah.
Yeah. What did rank do for you, Marky, back in the day? Well, what do you think is like the main differences between practicing ranked, practicing free play, practicing scrims, like actually practicing tournaments? Like where was the real value as a player and as a team, or was it a bit of everything?
I mean, definitely a bit of everything. I agree with Matt in that if you want to practice particular moves, especially moves you're bad at, you want to just stick them in like a playlist on training. Um, but I would say if you're wanting to, develop at like a professional level, like a world class level, you want to be playing as many tournaments and not even six mans, like actual tournaments where there's something on the line, because there's a big difference between matches with something on the line and matches, high level scrims.
Mm-hmm.
There is a huge difference between
Yeah.
scrimming and playing a match worth thousands of dollars. So I would say as many tournaments as you can play, that I would say these teams should be jumping in on these like low stakes tournaments for a few $100s, because even though it isn't, even though it would essentially be a scrim to them, the way the match would play would probably still be more like, you know, playing a real tournament than a scrim would be. Um,
Yeah. True.
so I would say, like, if you're practicing your skill set, you probably want to just mostly play training playlists. But if you're wanting to bring your skill set into like a professional scene, it's just tournaments and as many high level games as you can play. And ranked is fine too. Ranked is like sort of like a nice in between, because if you play ranked, you do tend to get yourself in situations where you get to practice your skill set a lot, but not really any pressure, and you can go for like say you're playing in a tournament, for instance, even though it's quite a low stakes tournament, and you've got a chance for, let's just say, like a flip reset. You might shy out of it because you're like, oh, there's a bit of money on the line here, I don't want to give away possession beaning
Yeah.
my flip reset. But in ranked, it's a match setting, but you can still, it doesn't matter if you miss. If you go down 10 mmr, you'll live.
Some people care a lot about their MMR though. I know you used to
Some
care a lot about your MMR. 10 MMR. If like you lose 10
I
MMR in
just
1v1 back in the day, you would be like
it wasn't
screaming out the window.
it wasn't
You'd be,
MMR, it was the shame of losing. It was
yeah,
having
yeah.
my
There's
opponent think he was better
competitiveness
than
to
me.
this. That's why I think ranked could even be like in some ways more valuable than like a scrim. Because a scrim, really, there is nothing on the line. It's a private match. Nobody's watching except the coaches and the teams who are playing. You get crushed, big deal. Nobody saw it. No ranked, nothing. Next, you just go next. But ranked, it's like, oh man, I lost those points. I want to get them back. It's just human nature, like all the competitive nature as well of all these like pro players. Got to be like really, really high. Where it's your average guy, so they lose some rank points to like, okay, I want to go again. Go again. I should have won that game. Those are my points. Give them back. And I looked at other esports as well back in the day, and there was definitely a correlation. Like I remember Faker when he was right before he started crushing the entire League of Legends scene. He was just rank 1 in the solo queue, and even after he started crushing, he'd still be rank 1. Like StarCraft 2, same thing. Very often you'd be like, oh, so yeah, apparently this guy, we've never seen him in a tournament before, but he's currently rank 1 in the Korean 1v1 ladder, so look out for him. Oh, he won the tournament. What a surprise, Just the guys who happen to be top of the rank playlist very often happen to be the best in the world at that game mode. It's not always the case, but there's definitely a lot of like transferable skill there and a lot of like correlation between who's high rated and who happens to be the best. For example, French players in 2v2, they're the best right now. It's just facts. They're always rank 1. It's always some French person. Khaled's
Facts.
the best in 1v1. He's probably the most consistent. He loses to Jorias, but beats everybody else. And Jorias doesn't beat everybody else. So maybe Khaled, you can make a case he's the best overall against all the other players, 1v1 player. And yeah, he's always rank 1. Yeah, 3v3. It's like it's always like some like try hard. Like who's rank 1 and 3s right now? Relating Wave. Yeah, that's a try hard, like jack of all trades. Who's definitely one to watch out for. Is he still rank 1 and 3? Somebody in Twitch chat probably knows more than me, but I don't know. Like going back to what we were talking about earlier. I wish that the thing we did for Salt Mine of letting players qualify for a tournament through ranked didn't result in so much cheating and all that stuff, because I think it's a really cool thing to have
Mhm.
ranked, like actually go to something even bigger. Like I love promoting ranked. I think it's awesome. Like
Well,
when
yeah,
I'm watching ranked games, sick content.
Yeah. I think what you're talking about is like correlation, though, not causation, right? Like these.
Surely they
really,
both have though. If
yeah.
one is there, the other has to be.
Well, I think that like ranked can like push people forward, but it's definitely not where like you build your skill sets first. And I would say that like it's probably not the most important part of. I would guess that it's not the most important part of a professional's arsenal of like getting better. But yeah, for sure. I mean,
It could be though,
if you're a really good player,
these guys scrim. How much do they play 6-mans? They don't.
Well,
like they do
sure.
2 scrims a day max.
If you're not
and
doing
then
the other
maybe
things,
they play like an hour 6-mans.
If you're not,
they're probably.
I guess I'm just talking about like optimal, right? Like if they're not doing the other things, then for sure it's like, yeah, you need to stay warm, you need to play, you need to like keep up your skills. Like if you take like big breaks all the time, or you're inconsistent, you don't have a plan, a strategy, then for sure.
Yeah.
Forward, sure.
It's interesting. I mean, even right now, I'm pretty sure because I've just got back into watching competitive StarCraft 2. Sarl, the best like Zerg, non-Korean Zerg. I'm pretty sure he's rank 1 in the ladder. I'm pretty sure he's just number 1 by a mile. Like it always seems to happen every time I'm looking at these, like especially 1v1 games. I'm like, oh, but you look at the best player is also rank 1 because they just play a bunch. They just like the game and they like beating people at it, so they just play.
Yep.
And they just get good because like if you're grinding ranks, you're grinding mechanics for sure. And yeah, it might play differently than a scrim, but the car is the same. The physics is the same. So like that's all. Like you're fine tuning your long term memory in your brain to just be able to know what's going to happen in any situation because you've seen it before. Like subconsciously, you know what that bounce is going to do because you've seen it before.
Definitely,
Your brain
that's
knows.
true.
You can actually tell people why you know where that bounce is going, but your brain's like, oh yeah, it's going here. Trust me. And you're like, okay. You fly up, you're like, oh, it is going there. Cool. Thanks, brain. Don't know how that works, but there you go.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
It's really cool. I wish my brain would do that. I never know where the bounces are going. My brain's useless. It doesn't learn anything.
It's true.
No matter how much I play, it's just like, yeah, we don't
true.
know. Ball's flying out well. My brain's just like, I don't know. Could be going anywhere, mate. Could be going backwards. Just
chuck yourself.
Just go to get in defense, mate. It's like just go back. Go back. Don't even bother.
We have a question in chat. Do you guys think Khaled's recent loss in Game 7 finals has phased him at all in terms of his ability to finish the tournament on top, mentally speaking, since he seemed like such a rock? I would say no. I mean, it's one loss. He dominated almost all the rest of his
he lost to Fairy Peak Confusion as well.
Sure,
where Fairy Peak was losing 3-1 and Fairy Peak won 3 games in a row. Maybe that's like that back-to-back of that Jaria's.
Other players are good, as well. Like you can lose for sure, but I don't know if that like it's like I don't think it's hurt his ability at all or held him back or will hold him back in any way, shape, or form. I don't think so. It could even motivate him. Probably motivate him.
Beating Fairy 4 times in a row in ranked today probably felt pretty good.
Yeah,
because I think that's the first time they played since Fusion. He's probably like, nice, got him, had his number today. I think Khaled's probably worried about Jaria's and Jaria's only. I think that's the only player he doesn't want to play because Jaria's is just really, he's like for some reason he's a counter to Khaled and he is insane. So it's not like even that crazy to think. But yeah, Jaria's has been less consistent. He's lost a bunch to other players.
I think it's because Joria's is really consistent with like shots that are much more in favor of like the offensive scoring. Or, like they're just like
harder to read.
They're skewed to the offense, like because all those flip resets and stuff. Those types of those types of shots. That could be one reason because I think a lot of other people are doing like a lot of shots against Khaled that he's not having trouble saving. More often.
I think Jarius is also just a beast. That guy's insane.
Yep.
He's so good. It's really interesting that Dignitas picked him up. They're like, oh man, we lost Azrael. He had pretty good mechanics. Who should we get instead? Yeah, let's get Jarius, the guy who, when he played Azrael, made him look like ridiculously mechanically inferior. Seems like a good idea right there. If Jarius like does well in threes, I don't want to ever see somebody say like, oh yeah, 1v1 doesn't transition to 3v3. Like this is the get out of here with this dumb.
People are still saying that, they're just so stupid.
Lots of people still unironically say that. They just believe it. They think 3v3 is some pure like game mode that's you can only learn by playing threes, but
yeah, it's okay. You guys can be good at threes without playing ones. We're not going to force you to play ones. It's okay, but
that's an interesting topic in line with what we're talking about right now, actually, with all the burnout and the mental game and everything. Like, if somebody hates 1v1, obviously playing 1v1 is going to help them get better at the game and get better at various situations that could happen in threes, and a lot faster because you come across them all the time in ones. But if somebody absolutely despises the experience, do you think you should just be like, nah, listen, skip it, go do something else, because that is just going to make you like feel horrible and not be a good experience to put in your day?
Yeah.
Even if it's helpful, what do you think that they should just skip it anyway?
Well, I think you can be like a professional, maybe even world class 3v3 player without playing ones. But I think if you want to be the best of the best of the best, every single every single player and the best player in the world conversation is a really good ones player, except maybe Turbo. Does Turbo still play ones?
Well, Turbo used to be a beast in ones, but these days I doubt he is.
If you're
Justin is definitely never. I don't know if he's ever played once. He just doesn't do it, and he's definitely a monster. But recently, Garrett got to like 30th in the leaderboard. Like he's apparently now really good at ones, out of nowhere.
He
It
always
doesn't surprise
performed
me, though.
well in
Garrett,
ones on your stream, though. Garrett did, right?
well, way back in the day, yeah. But then there was one day, I don't know if you guys know about this show match, where AJ clapped someone on my stream, and Garrett was in the chat, and he said, "I could beat AJ." So then AJ's like, "Well, come play me then." And Garrett came in to play AJ and just got destroyed because he didn't even know how to do a kickoff. So he just like lost 10-0.
Ah, yeah.
And he was like, "Never mind. I don't know why I called out AJ when I need to go learn how to do a kickoff." But yeah, Garrett's mentality for learning is just absolutely top tier. So I'm not surprised at all. He'll look at any situation that happens in a game and he'll see what he could have done better. So
Yeah,
he
he's a
knows for the
grinder.
next time. It's incredible.
That's another guy who's been there since season 1. Like
True.
He's the only guy who's been in every single RLCS LAN.
Yeah. Yep.
But he kind of like exploded onto the scene right as RLCS season 1 was about to happen. Like his team making it, where everybody was like, "Whoa, how did this Exodus team like do so well?" They were like surprised, but they deserved it. Like they were insane. Garrett played really well at season 1 LAN as well. Like absolutely insane player. Always consistent.
Season 2, they were like a ball hair away from beating Mocket.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that unit of measurement.
Yeah, they were very close. They probably should have beaten Mocket. And then they would have had the advantage in the final against a team they've already sent to the lower bracket in a sweep. So probably would have felt pretty good going into that match. Then again, though, Devo, all three of them, Remco, Devo, Turbo, all stepped it up going into the third day of that tournament. They were all like a lot better than their day one self. Very different team.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm fading. I'm fading. I think we call it.
We have covered all the topics.
We did. We covered all the topics, and we went longer. We went long enough. Yeah, some really bonus wholesome content, almost unwholesome content. It's gonna be fun to show Gaia that tomorrow.
That's so funny. I don't believe this. Actually unbelievable.
But cheers, lads, especially for those of you that dropped a follow, and especially those of you that joined the Founders Club.
Only a few spots available.
Only a few spots available still.
Past 600 followers, that's how you do it.
But it's greatly appreciated. This Twitch thing has been quite fun. I plan to do it a lot more, which is why I got all this new equipment that doesn't work.
You haven't figured out yet, I'm sure.
I haven't figured out. Actually, in the back row, you can't really see it. It's behind the curtain back there, but I got a Elgato green screen as well. So next time we do this, I'll have like falling pizza behind me or something.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I
like it.
In the background. You're welcome. Time Walks 950 for the podcasties. So
Time Walks. He's a founder as well. Look at that.
Yeah,
got it. Founder badge, nice, dude.
I'm gonna get partnered in no time.
I hope so. We
will try and schedule one of these again for next week. We're planning on this being like a weekly thing, time permitting. Heading into RLCS X scheduling wise, we're sort of playing some stuff by ear. We will have another Salt Mine announcement here in the next couple weeks for you guys to share. Safe to say that Salt Mine will be returning in one form or another. And we're pretty excited to talk to you about that. this weekend. Be sure to check out RLCS X matches. The man above me is going to be casting on the A stream, and the man to my right is going to be casting on the B stream, and then I will also be casting on the B stream, but not this weekend, next weekend. So yeah, come out, show your support for the lads. I have nothing else to say.
Well, that is a yawn. Look at that. Oh, I just saw that on the delay.
Yep.
Tired, Duda.
Tired.
Yeah, thanks for having us again, Matt.
Yep.
It's a pleasure as always.
Bon oui, boys. Thanks for listening to the Saltcast. You can find all the episodes, links to the YouTube and Twitch, and everything else you need in your life at my site, smelly.af. Head over there and I'll see you in the chat for the next show.